So, yeah, I hope.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. I hope everyone got some ample amount of time to do the practice and all till what happened till the last week. Okay, so we all know now how to scan different objects by using properties, anchor method, index, image, and all. Right. So let us continue the test case that we have picked up. Okay. Actually, we are working on a test case where we are verifying the registration functionality. Okay. And as part of this test case, the first test step is nothing but open our demo web shop URL, whatever we have. Okay. And the second test step is to click on register. And third step is to fill the details that are required. Okay. And also click on register button which is there in that particular page. And fourth step is to validate the success message that we got. Whether we are getting a success message or not is what we have to see. Okay. And finally, once done, we have to click on logout. So this is our particular test case that we are working on. As part of this test case, we already scanned, okay, this register button where we need to click in the second step, and this particular all the details, whatever details we need to fill, we scanned all those fields also. We scanned this success message also, and what we are left out is with logout button. Okay, so yeah, we completed logout button also. Okay, so we are done with scanning now. All that we are left out is to create a test case and you know run it. That's all. So now let's see that we are done with scanning and all. Now let's go to test cases section. Test cases is the section where you will mention the operation that you want to perform on some particular control. Okay, it can be any operation. It can be operation where you give values, where you verify values, where you wait for something, or else anything. Okay, the main everything implementation and all goes and sits under the test cases section. But in order to ensure that your test case is working fine, in order to ensure that the operation that you mentioned is correctly working, okay, you have to identify that control perfectly. Means you have to create the modules and the attributes here in a perfect way. Only then you can work with the test cases. Okay. So in test cases also we can create various folders. If you right click, you will have an option to create the folder. So in the same way, we already created a demo workshop folder. So if you right click on your demo web shop, see if you are in modules, the menu here will be modules. Okay. If you are in test cases, the menu will be test cases menu. Okay. Shweta, excuse me. May I know who is that joined under the name of Ashwika? Hello.
Hi, Ramya.
Oh, hi. Okay, good. So in this particular test cases folder section, we will have different test cases and all here. Okay, in order to create test case, the first step is to right click and click on this icon. The same icon, whatever you can see here, okay, create test case is again found here also. So you can either click on this one or else you can click on this one, or else the shortcut way is Control N, Control T, new test case. Okay, so even that. And coming to the other one, this is a business test case. Okay, even that business test case can be created from here, but for that you have to click on this small drop down. Okay, if you directly click on this icon, test case will be created. Okay, and immediately you can name your test case. So now we are validating the registration functionality, right? So validate new user registration. This is the name that I gave. It depends on you. You can give any name that you want. Okay. So, and for every test case, you will have different columns here. Okay, we discussed about the column chooser in the second class, I believe. Okay, and if you observe, we are having a column as planned here. That means whenever a test case is in the planned stage, let it be in the planned stage. Okay, and please see the icon, a black color icon is there, right? So currently it is in vertical position. Okay, when I'm saying I'm working on my test case, so I will choose my work state as in work here. Okay, in work. And then immediately this particular black color icon became horizontal. Once I am done with working on my test case, I'll mark it as completed. See, it has gone. So depending on your work state position, you have to mark your work state accordingly. Okay. So first, now we are working on it, right? So let's mark it as in work. Okay. So this is how you have to do. And next important thing, if you see every test case will have a internal folder structure in it if you are working in real time. When you are learning something from Tosca Academies or some others, okay, usually you will learn how to create test case and test steps. But in real time, they have certain procedure in order to align these test steps also. This procedure is not only with one company, like almost all the companies will follow the same procedure, like some certain standard sort of a document. Okay. So what are those is every test case will have four folders in it. Okay, right click and create this. See, this is the create folder icon. For folder creation, the shortcut is Control N, Control F. Okay, so click on this, or else you can create from here as well. Okay, and the first folder is the precondition folder. And similarly, Control N, Control F. Second folder is the workflow, or else some people call it as process also. Anything is fine. You can choose any one way, either workflow or process. Control N, Control F. The third one is the validation. Some people call this as verification also. Anyways, you can choose anything. Okay. And the last one is the post condition. So these are the four different folders that we have inside the test case. Precondition, workflow, validation, post condition. Okay. Now let us see our test case. What is our test case? Our test case is to validate the new user registration. Right. And if you look at the test steps that we have here, the first one is open the demo web shop URL. Is this what our test case means? No, right? When you look at it, you should be able to divide it. What is our main motto? We should validate the registration functionality, but opening the application and all are not the ones which we are actually talking about. So I can keep this one in the precondition. Okay, the next one, clicking on register, filling the details. This is what actual registration is, right? So these two come under the workflow or the process folder. Okay, similarly, verifying the success message. This is nothing but the validation folder. And finally, clicking on logout. This is something which is part of post condition. So this is how you can divide. There is no mandatory thing that you should strictly have all folders. Sometimes you may not have any validations to be done. Then it's okay, let it be empty, but then let the folder be there. Okay, did you understand this concept? Any questions, any doubts? Yes, no?
No.
Okay, perfect. So now let's create those test steps. What is the test step that is to be part of precondition? open demo web shop URL. So how do you open a demo web application URL? Did we discuss about standard modules? Yes, no, no, right? We never discussed about standard modules as far as I remember. Okay, let's see. What are standard modules? Why do we have them? Standard modules are nothing but some important functionalities, okay, which are already developed by Tricentis people and are given to us. Okay, and these standard modules are again divided into three separate folders. Okay, and most of the times we work with the first two folders. The first one is the T-box automation tools. If you see, this particular folder will have all the standard modules which are related to the automation tools related of stuff. Basically such as if you go to the first folder, see, basic window operation. What does it have? Take screenshot. This module will help us to take a screenshot. Similarly, send keys. If you want to send some keys from your keyboard, such as sending Alt key, Control key, and all, you can use this particular module. Similarly, T-box clipboard. What is this? When you copy paste or when you are doing a cut paste, that particular value will be copied into your keyboard, right? So in order to access the value which is present in your clipboard, so we will use this one. The next one is T-box Windows operation. This is nothing but if you want to perform any Windows operation such as maximize, close, minimize, restore, okay, or else whatever, if you want to bring it to the front, all those operations can be performed using T-box Windows operation. Similarly, save as. If you want to save certain file, you can just use this. And dialogue. It is also the same way. Like if you have some OK, cancel, yes, no buttons, then you can click on use this T-box dialog standard module. Okay. So these are some of the basic window operation standard modules. Okay, now let's see the others also. This is the buffer operations. We have a concept in Tosca that is we call it as buffer. Okay, and right now I think we are not going to discuss this concept, but tomorrow is the perfect time to discuss this buffers concept. Okay, let's see what are buffers and all in the tomorrow's class. The next one is the expression evaluation folder. If you see this, it has a standard module T-box evaluation tool. This standard module is mainly used to compare two expressions and all. Like if you want to verify whether 5 is double equals to 4 or not, or some name like Oreo is equals to Oreo or not, something like that. If you want to evaluate couple of expressions, you can use this especially for comparing. Okay, we will work on some most of the standard modules in our coming up classes. Like sometimes we will pick up the ones that we need, right? So we will work on them, and accordingly, you will also get to know how to use them and how useful are they, like how which ones are the important ones and all. Okay, the next folder is file operations. If you look at this file operations, the first one is the image compare standard module. This is used to compare two image files. The next one is file existence, whether you can say whether this particular file is present in that folder or not. File compare to files, delete file to delete a file, copy file, okay, read or create a file. If you see, these are all the parameters I want to pass. If I take tbox copy file, see what is the source directory, what is the source file path, entire thing, and similarly target directory and target file name. If you have another file name, do you want another file with the same name, do you want to overwrite it or not? So this is how they include. Okay. Similarly, the folder operations, numeric operations, process operations, resource handling, selenium and timing. Selenium and resource handling are not used most of the times. Don't worry about them. The last one is the timing. This is also very important section. That is, where you can mention the hard coded weights and all. Even this topic we will discuss on this in tomorrow's or today's class. Okay. So this is all about T-box automation tool. If you observe, all these are some tools related stuff of standard module. Okay. Any questions, any doubts about T-box automation tools folder? I did not say you how to use them. I'm just showing you them. That's all. Any questions, any doubts on T-box automation tools? No? Okay. If you are silent, I will take it as a no. That's good. Now let's go ahead with the T-box X engines. If you remember, when we are discussing about existence window, we discussed about engine concept, right? Now, if you want to scan something from the HTML pages, you are using HTML engine, right? So the same way, the standard modules, which are related to specific engine, are provided in the T-box X engines folder. Okay, if you look at this database, see all the standard modules which are related to the database engine like DB open connection, current connection, close, run some SQL statement, DB expert, all these are present in the database folder. Similarly, all the modules that are related to our HTML, like either it could be executing a JavaScript, verifying the result of the JavaScript, or else opening some URL, or else closing some browser, clicking on some screen, or else opening this Chromium application, everything, whatever are related to the HTML stuff are present in the HTML folder. Okay. Similarly, XON related stuff are present in the JSON related folder, and XML related stuff are present in the XML related folder. Okay, and this is the mail. This helps, these standard modules help you to configure your email to the Tosca so that you can send an email or receive an email through Tosca only. Okay, and all these are the similar ones like Excel related stuff in the Excel folder, opening Excel, closing Excel, saying the Excel range, okay, creating a new Excel, okay, and also if you want to perform some operations and all on this particular range, so you can do with range manipulation. If you want to run some Excel macros and all, you can do that. So all these are nothing but the engine related standard modules. The last one is the test data management. We have a different concept called test data management here. And if you observe, it has two folders in it. One is test data management using legacy applications. This is nothing but these are the classic modules. Okay, like these are scanned and these are used by Tosca Wizard. So these are the actual object maps they call it. Okay, and similarly we have another folder that is test data service. The same way, whatever you have through classic, here we have it through the T box. We have a different concept called TDM here, test data management, where we have a separate database which is provided by Tosca to us. So in order to access the TDM database and all, we need to use this test data service standard modules. Okay. So these are the some of the standard modules that you can see. Okay. And now let's see how to use the standard modules. Okay. Any questions, any doubts till this point? No, no. Okay. So let's go ahead. So now, as part of first step, what is it we need to do? We need to open our demo webshop URL. We saw, right? Open URL is one of the standard module. But do you remember the part where open URL is present? Anybody? No? Yes? Do you remember where do we have open URL standard module? It is hard to remember, right? So we have a shortcut here. You need not remember whatever I said you now. Just understand the concept and keep it in your mind. That's all. Like this is for this is for that. That's all. Nothing else. Don't remember any folder structures and all. It's pretty easy here. So what you need to do is inside precondition, we want that open URL to come, right? So if you look at here, see there is an option search and add test step with a plus icon in the test cases menu. The shortcut for this is Control T, Control plus T button. Okay. If you click on Control and T, it will list you all the standard modules, all the modules that are present. Among all these modules, what do you need? You want to open URL, right? Just to say open any one keyword. See, all the stuff which are related to open are came up here. So now you can quickly select this is the one that you are looking. Double click on it. That's all. It will be added. You can do this for multiple number of times, as many times as you want. Okay, just say open and double click. That's all. Okay, so this is that easy. So now in this open URL, what is the URL that we have to open? Demowebshop.tricentis.com, right? So let's enter this URL value here. Okay, in the value column, I have entered the URL value that I have. Okay, so now I opened my URL. Okay, so just rename these test steps as per our convenience. Okay, I'll say like open demo web shop. Okay, for rename, the shortcut is F2 button, or else you can click on it for multiple times. So rename will be enabled. Okay, and then what is the next step? Click on the register button and fill the details. So where is this register button module? Where is this register button? It is present in the top menu module, right? So drag this top menu and drop it on the workflow folder. See, this is the one. So now all we need to do is click on it. So there is a small drop down here. There will be two drop downs. Okay, don't get confused. For click and all, use the small one, the first one. So click, select click and click outside. That's all. Automatically the action mode will come up. And now let's rename this test step. Click on register. See, this is the test case. We call it one round, okay, with one single arrow. This is the test step. We call it open demo web shop and all. And whatever the values that you are passing here, right, that could be URL or else this register, we call them as test step values. Okay, test case, test step values. Similarly, modules, attributes. Okay. So now we clicked on register button. The next one is to fill the details in the registration screen. Okay. So in order to fill the details, drag this registration module and drop it onto the workflow folder. Okay. And what are the details that you want to fill? First, we have to select on the female. So click on it and then enter the first name as Oreo and the last name as Ramya, and in the email I'm giving some email ramya.oreo.1234568 gmail.com, and similarly in password test at 123. Okay, and if you look, I have a different password. Okay, first select the action mode as input and then see data type is coming up as password. It depends on you. You can choose any data type. You can choose either password or string. What is the difference between them is if it is a string, you can look at have a clear view of the password. See, if it is a password, it is encrypted and it is masked, so you cannot understand it. That is the only difference. You can choose anything. Okay, and register. Click on this register once done. So we are filling all the details and clicking on the register button. So let's rename this test step. Enter required details. Okay. So once done, finally we have to validate our success message. So this is our message, right? So drag this and drop this on the validation. What is it you have to say? How to say whether this is visible or not. So click on this big arrow one drop down. Okay. And here you have three sections. The first is called property section. The next is the equal to not equal to one. The last one is the where you will specify the required value. So I have to verify whether this is visible or not. So say visible and here give value as true. Make sure you are giving capital T. Okay. And here select it as double equals to. And now we are verifying, right? So select the action mode as verify. Okay, so I'm saying best fit. See, we are verifying whether this particular attribute or this particular element is visible or not. So write the same. Verify the success message. Once done, what is it we are doing? We are clicking on logout. So drag this top menu again and drop it onto the post condition. And here choose click for logout. And rename this test step. Click on logout. Okay. So now if I click on my test case, I can see I can right click and say expand all and see, look at the test cases that test steps and all I have. First, I'm opening the demo web shop as part of precondition. And then workflow folder, I'm clicking on register, entering all the required details. And then in the validation folder, I'm verifying the success message. And as part of post condition, I'm clicking on logout button. So this is my whole test case. Any questions, any doubts?
Ramya,
Yes.
can you show me that validation button once again?
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, you can just give a brief on that. How to click on that visibly
See,
double
actually,
equals.
here you have a big drop down arrow mark, right?
Yeah.
So this dark blue color drop down, which we have it, is called a property drop down. Okay. If you click on it, this is the place where you can select the properties. All the properties are not listed here. Only four are listed. Enabled, exists, inner text, visible. But if you want some other property, you can type it. Okay. For suppose, now I am saying visible double equals to true. For suppose, if I want to verify whether the inner text of this particular attribute is having this message or not. Okay. We can do that one also. Control A, Control C, that message I copied. So how I can do this is, here I will say inner text. Okay. Inner text and I will just enter that particular message here. Your registration completed. Even this is also valid verification only. Or else you can say visible double equals to true. Or else you can say exist double equals to true. Enable double equals to true. All these are the similar ones only. Whether a particular field exists or not, whether a field is enabled or not, whether a field is visible or not, whether the particular field is having this value in its inner text or not. Okay, and just enter those things here in the property. The last one is the value and in the middle one, that is the equals to and non equals to symbol. Okay, so once entering these values, we are verifying, right? So that is the reason we are giving the action mode as verify. If you are inputting something or if you are clicking on something, all those times you will give the action mode as input only. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Any?
Ramya. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, Ramya. How can we pass the tested values dynamically?
We are not going to deal it right now. That would be part of your next classes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Any doubts till this point?
So, Ramya, we can select any one of the drop down, right? Like in a text or enable or exist or anything like that.
Depending on the situation, you can select.
Oh, okay.
If that particular property is not there, you can type it there.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. So before we run this particular test case, there is also one more important thing that we have to discuss. Usually, whenever we create a test case and whenever we run them and all, basically Tosca doesn't know which browser it has to go. So what it takes up is, it will take up the default browser that you have. Usually it will be some Edge, or sometimes it will be our Internet Explorer. Sometimes it might be some Firefox, sometimes it might be Chrome. So always the best thing is to mention the browser where you want to run this test case. We don't know, right? We will never check what is our default browser and all. Usually it is very rare we use that function. We will open that browser and we will work on it, but we are never bothered about the default browser most of the time. So that is the reason from Tosca perspective, it is always perfect way to mention the browser. Okay, either Chrome would be your default one, but still mention Chrome, because when some other person runs it in their computer, it should run in proper browser. That's the reason. Okay, so how do we mention all these things? These are nothing but we call them as test configuration parameters. What is test configuration parameters means? These are nothing but which help us to configure our test case. Like it could be the browser or it could be some other thing, okay, which helps us in creating this particular test case or executing this particular test case. Not only this, whatever settings that you have to change. For suppose if you want to change some settings for this particular test case, even those set we discussed, right? We are not going to change any settings and options, but still you can do that by using test configuration parameters. You will see this in the future classes. Right now, let's discuss about only browser. Okay, so in order to create test configuration parameters, right click on your test case and there you will see a purple color icon. If you mouse over, you will see create test configuration parameter. So click on that. It will take you to the test configuration parameter window. And here write the name as browser. And what is the value that you want to pass? Chrome. So just to say Chrome here. You can say Internet Explorer also. Okay. Or Firefox also. Click outside. That's all. Come back to your details. See, the first one is the details tab. This is the test configuration. And this is the control flow diagram of the whole test case. Okay. So this is how it would be. Now let's try to run this and execute. Okay, so I'm closing my Chrome. There is nothing open. Let's run this and see. How do we execute? For executing, right click and click on this run in Scratchbook. Or else you will have the same option here also, this green color triangle bar. The shortcut is F6 button. Okay, always remember the shortcut for this. Let's see. See, it opened Chrome. It clicked on register and it started filling out the details. Register, it got the success message. It clicked on logout. Once done, see, if this is the green color, okay, that means execution has been completed successfully. Okay, and this is the Scratchbook. Okay, actually, we have two types of executions in Tosca. One is we call it as through Scratchbook. The second one is through execution list. We discussed this part in the second day class also. Scratchbook is the temporary one and it doesn't store any results. Okay, like all the results will be cleared out or wiped out. When if I execute something now, all the results which I have now will be cleared. Always dock your scratchbook. Usually it will be in the normal window, separate window. Just drag and dock it to the center. Okay, like this. And now I'll say right click, expand all. See here, it will show you what is the time that it has spent and whether the verification was successful or not. What is the expected value and what is the actual value that it got. So all these things will be displayed over here. Okay, so if you see, it has taken 13 seconds to execute our entire test case. Okay, so this is how it works. Any questions, any doubts? No?
No.
Okay, so now can I mark this one as completed? Yes, I can, right? Because we completed this test case now.
Yes.
So I'm marking it as completed. So this is how easy it is. Okay, so please do practice till this point. Okay, and try to scan as many modules as you want other than these also, and try to complete this test case from your perspective also. Okay, now I'm going to take up another topic. There are some installations that you are supposed to do. I'm supposed to say these installations on last Friday only, but due to network issues, your class has been cancelled and I could not convey this message to you people. So I will show you what to install and all. Please do install them by tomorrow. Okay, 1 minute. If you go to the common folder that I have shared you all, okay, some people do not know where to look at the folders also. See, what you need to do is open your particular email and click on this apps button and choose drive over there. Okay, usually you will be taken up to some screen like this, and here you will have an option shared with me. Okay, please click on this shared with me button, and there usually you will see the folders that I shared with you people. Okay, I did not share anything with me. That's the reason I'm not getting anything. But usually you will see the folders that I shared with you. Okay, and among those folders, click on the common folder that you have. And in this common folder, you have all the installation related stuff. I said this earlier also. So what you need to do is click on this SQL Management Studio. Okay, one, two, three, the fourth installation file, SQL Management Studio, and try to install this. Okay, and once you are done with that installation, there is an SQL setup for multi-user environment that is given here. Okay, so now usually once you install SQL Management Studio, something like this will come up. Something like this will come up. Okay, so here you will have the server type, server name, authentication, and all. Okay, select the server type as database engine, that will come up by default, and this server name, just try to give a small dot, just one single dot, that's all. And authentication will be Windows authentication only by default, and just say connect. Okay, all you do is give a dot in the server name and just say connect. If it connects, then you will be taken to this screen, then you are happy. Okay, if it doesn't connect, you will be thrown up with an error. So then try with a different server name. I mentioned another server name here in this document, localdb slash mssql localdb. If it again throws you an error, okay, if it connects now, then it's fine. If it again throws you an error, okay, then download and install this SQL 2019 DEV file that you have here. Okay, SSEIDEV. So please install this, and after installing this particular file, you will be taken up to a screen where you will have connect all, something like that. So just to say connect all, immediately some Linux commands will start running up. Forget about them, just minimize. And now open your SQL management again and try doing the same steps whatever we have done earlier. Giving a dot and say connect. If it works, then fine. Or else give local DB and say connect. If it works, then fine. Okay. Or else if it throws up any different errors, or if you get stuck somewhere, or if you need anything else, then contact me. Some people might need to install .NET 3.5 setup and all. So for them, I already downloaded and I kept it here. For some people, it would be only to, it will, you have to enable it. That's all. If it is enabling, then that's a different procedure. I will tell you guys if you want it. Okay. So first try installing Management Studio and try connecting to the server, and then try, if it doesn't work, or then go for the developer server. Install this. This is the SQL Server Developer Edition. Okay. So try installing this one, and if it works, then fine. If not, then please contact me. Okay.
Okay.
This all we are doing all this in order to create a multi-user environment. Okay. So this is some, for some people this may work out, for some people this may not be. You cannot do that, but it's okay. You can work on any time, like any type of environment, either single or multi-user. The only difference is these buttons will be enabled in the multi-user: update, check-in, check-out, checkout tree. Okay. And one more thing is, like, even though you have multi-user installed on your machine, okay, if you try practicing it for a couple of times, and once if you are confident that you know what is the difference and all, you can just practice in single user only. It's okay. Sometimes multi-user may create some issues and all, because we don't have the actual server and all as companies do, right? That's the difference. Any other questions? Any doubts? No? Are we good?
Yes,
Oh,
Ramya.
yeah, okay. We have 15 more minutes left in our bucket. So let's discuss about the weights in Tosca. Okay. What are the different weights that we have and how do we use them is what we are going to discuss now. Okay. Yeah. So coming to weights. What is wait? Wait is nothing but asking Tosca to wait for certain amount of time without performing any operations and all. Okay. And these waits again are divided into two types. One is static wait and another one is the dynamic wait. Okay. And coming to the static waits, okay, we have different, not different types, like we have different ways of implementation for this. Similarly, for the dynamic weight also. Okay. The right now in tomorrow's class, we will look at one static weight and one dynamic weight for sure. Okay. So coming to the static weights, this is nothing but we are saying Tosca wait for 30 seconds. So if the first of all, let us take an example. Okay. Now I am saying open URL, and then in order to load that particular time page, okay, it will take some time, right? My browser, think like it is taking a time of some 15 seconds in order to load the page that I asked it to open. So if I am saying, if I am giving a static wait of 20 seconds, what will happen? Whether the page loads or doesn't load, Tosca will wait for 20 seconds for sure, and then it will go and see. It will try to perform the operation, and if the page doesn't load in this 20 seconds, obviously my test case will fail. I am repeating the concept once again. Think like I am asking Tosca to open a particular web page, and in order to open that web page, it is taking 15 seconds to load it. Okay, basically. So I am giving a static wait of 20 seconds. So what will happen? Tosca will wait for exactly 20 seconds. If your web page loads by 15 seconds, then it's okay. It will work for the next test step. That is after 20 seconds only it will. Okay. If your web page doesn't load in this 20 seconds, Tosca doesn't bother. It will just throw you an error saying control not found because the page did not load yet. And if you are using dynamic wait in the same concept here, what will happen is you will say 20 seconds is the maximum time. So if your page loads within 10 seconds, automatically during the 11th second, the next step will be executed. It will not waste the time. Okay. Or else you can say wait until this particular control comes up or not. So it will wait until that particular control comes up, and once that control comes up, automatically it will start performing the operation. So this is the main difference between static and dynamic. Static, we are hard coding the wait time. Like you have to wait for this much of time. Dynamic, we are not doing that. We are saying, see, once this comes, then you are giving some condition over there. Once that condition is met, immediately it can go to the next step. It need not wait for this much of time. Okay. So coming to static wait, what are the different ways to implement this? The first one is through standard module, T-box wait time. This is one of the standard module that we have. Using this, you can specify the time that you have to want Tosca to wait for, and Tosca will wait for that much of time. The second way is through steering parameters. Okay, and this one we are going to discuss later. Okay, and in steering parameters, you will have two concepts like wait before and wait after. So using these two steering parameters also, you can say to start to wait for a certain amount of time. Whenever that control comes, some action has to be performed. For suppose if I want to click on register, I can say wait before performing the operation, wait after performing the operation. So you can hard code that particular wait time. And similarly, in dynamic wait, you have concepts of action mode, wait on, like wait until that particular control is visible, wait until that particular control is enabled, something like this. And the other one is synchronization, they call it. Let's discuss about the synchronization later on. Okay, for time being, let's discuss about T-box wait time and also action mode wait on. Any questions, any thoughts until the topic that we discussed till now? Did you understood the difference between static and dynamic waits? Yes, no? Perfect. Okay. Now let's just see what is this T box, wait and all. Okay. We have time, right? So why to waste it? So go to test cases, create one dummy test case. Right click on demo web shop, create one dummy test case. Okay. And in this test case, I will say control T. What is that control T? This is to add the test step. Now I need some standard module for wait, right? So just to type wait. See T-box wait. So just double click on this and here you will have duration. See, always remember in Tosca the duration is given in the form of milliseconds. Just add 3 zeros to the value that you want to enter. For suppose if you want to wait for 15 seconds, so 15 and 3 zeros, 103. Okay, so 15,000 milliseconds. And now just run it. Right click, run. You can run test steps, you can run test cases. Okay, choose whatever you want to run. And see, Tosca is just waiting. You can see the time here, right? See, and see the total duration. He has waited for 15 seconds. So this is how the Tbox weight standard module is. Okay, you can add this in between the test steps. For suppose after opening demo web shop, you can say Tosca, wait for 10 seconds, wait for 5 seconds, and then click on register button. So this is how you can mention it. Any questions, any doubts? Okay, let's see. T-box wait on, sorry, not T-box. Let's see the dynamic concept, that is wait on action mode. This one. How do we use it? So basically, mm, let's say drag this registration and drop it onto your dummy test case here. And here I'm saying Tosca, wait for some button to come up. So let's say we are not okay. Let us first log in. Okay. Now let's say wait till the login button comes up. This is not the one that I want. I'll just say top menu. Drag your top menu and drop it. So in order to say wait on, select the action mode as wait on. Okay. And in the value here, you will have this big drop down, whatever we discussed earlier, and say this particular button is visible. Visible double equals to true. Okay. And once this is visible, what is that it has to do? It has to click on shopping cart. Click here. Okay. So this is what we are saying. I'll right click and run. Excuse me. If you see, my login is not there. See, it is waiting currently. Now I will click on shop logout. See, now login is visible. So immediately it clicked on shopping cart. See, I'm just expanding. See here, it waited for 10 seconds literally, and then login is visible, and immediately it clicked on shopping cart. So total duration is 10 seconds. Any questions? Did you understand this wait on concept? Wait on, you can give any property, okay, like visible, or else that particular button exists, or enabled, any property that is suitable. Usually we will give visible only for wait on.
Ramya,
Yes.
we said wait on time is 10 seconds, right?
Yeah.
And total time of execution also it's showing
Oh,
as 10
sorry,
seconds.
it's 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Any questions? Any doubts? Are we good? Okay. So I think I'll stop it here for now. Okay. And tomorrow let's discuss about cardinality, different types of buffers and all. Getting Chrome extension error. Gayatri, I'll talk to you after this call. Okay. So please practice this until this point. Okay. And from tomorrow onwards, in the multi-user environment and all, we will be discussing about the user management and all for the first 2 days. So once that is done, then we will start with the topics which are a bit complex. So before we go till that point, please complete until this. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Gayatri. Hello.
Yes, Ramya.
Please be online. I'll just stop sharing.